Sabrina Carpenter. You know the name, you've definitely heard the songs. But her incredible rise in 2025 isn't just a story about some catchy pop hits. No, it's basically a masterclass in how to build a modern-day empire. So how did she go from pop star to a projected billion-dollar powerhouse? Let's break it down.
Look, there's just no other way to say it. 2025 was the year of Sabrina Carpenter. This wasn't just a good run. It was a complete and total cultural takeover, and it was all built on some truly staggering numbers.
Okay, let's just start with this one number, because it's pretty wild. 6 billion. That's how many times her two massive hits, Espresso and Please Please Please, were streamed, combined. That's not just a popular song, that's literally the soundtrack to an entire year for millions of people.
And, with that many streams, it's no surprise she snagged this title, the most streamed female artist on Spotify. This just proves her dominance wasn't some fluke from one viral song. We're talking about a sustained, massive, global audience.
But it wasn't all just happening online, right? She also conquered one of the biggest stages in the entire world, headlining at Coachella. That is a career-defining moment. It's the ultimate sign that an artist has officially arrived.
But here's the twist. All of this, the chart-topping hits, the record-breaking streams, the festival headlining sets, as huge as all that is, it's not even the most shocking part of her 2025 story. Not even close.
Which brings us to what this is really all about. We need to talk about the money, because the scale of her financial success this year is, well, it's almost unbelievable.
By the end of 2025, Sabrina Carpenter's net worth is projected to hit an incredible milestone, $1 billion. So the question you've got to ask is, how on earth does a pop star who's barely in her 20s build a billion-dollar fortune in such a short amount of time?
Well, it definitely didn't happen by accident, and it's not just from music royalties. Her financial empire was strategically built on three very distinct and incredibly powerful pillars.
So here was her billion-dollar game plan. First, super savvy investments that she started making way back in her Disney days. Second, the massive revenue machine that was her sold-out global short and sweet tour. And third, a truly genius brand partnership, that viral Starbucks collab. It was just a perfect storm of smart business moves.
But listen, you don't get to a billion-dollar valuation just by having good revenue streams. To reach that level, you have to become a full-blown cultural icon. And that requires a powerful personal brand, a clear message, and, yeah, even a little bit of gossip.
And this, right here, is at the very heart of her brand. She's only 4'11", and she totally owns it, often rocking her signature 10-centimeter platform shoes. Her motto, "I might be short, but my dreams are giant," became this anthem for her Gen Z audience. It's all about celebrating who you are and having huge ambitions.
And then, of course, there's the gossip factor, which is fueled by this constant public fascination with her personal life. For example, after being photographed with actor Barry Keoghan, their official statement was still just friends. That public mystery, whether it's on purpose or not, it just keeps people talking and adds this whole other layer to her fame.
So, after a year that saw her cross the billion-dollar mark and completely dominate pop culture, you'd think maybe she'd take a break, right? Well, you'd be wrong. The momentum is only building.
And she is not slowing down at all. I mean, look what's already on the books for 2026, a starring role on Broadway and her own Netflix series. She's strategically expanding her empire way beyond just music and into acting on both stage and screen.
So that brings us to the final question. We've laid out all the evidence, the record-breaking streams, the billion-dollar fortune, the cultural impact, and her ambitious plans for the future. So now I'm going to turn it over to you. Based on everything you've just seen, is Sabrina Carpenter the new, undisputed princess of pop?